guys, I figured I'd just do a quick video here of what I'm doing when I'm sanding this, because I don't think I had any videos of that yet. So I'll just do a quick video here. You know, once I get some more coffee in me, my super large, extra large mug. So what I do is I'm just using 600 grit, 600 carbo. This is a dry paper, okay? And basically I just fold it in three, kind of like so. Alright. Now I do have I'll show you guys. Like to do the back, you can use one of these on flat surfaces. You could I could use it on the front here because I'm familiar with it. This is a sponge pad, so this will kind of conform to whatever surface you have without damaging it or creating any gouges or anything like that. Really good. This is a really good sander. But I still doing it by hand. What's the point? There's not really a lot of surface there to sand. So I mean, if it takes you an extra 10 minutes, then so be it. Sometimes I use it, but not all the time. But you can do that. And you'd have to get one of those pads that you're... Actually, what is the pad number on here? In case you guys want to get one. Is it still on here? This is a... It is a Faro Industrial Incorporated. And the number on it is 5856, T as in Tom, L as in Larry, and then there's another number right below it. It's 4186, and it's basically just a sponge pad. It's a 6 inch pad. Okay, because a lot of these guys at the body shop guys, a lot of them don't carry these. They don't even know what they are. So it's like look at it, it's about a 1 inch thick pad, right? And it's really spongy. Alright, so if you guys want to get one of those, that is the number. And it's better if you got a finishing sander. It doesn't have a real aggressive orbital action on it. It's slower, but you got more control, right? So like I say, this is 600 grit. And this is all I'm doing. So you want to check to make sure it's not going to ball up on you. I just wipe it on my towel here. Kind of like so. And again, I'm not, trying to go down too far. I just want to get most of the texture off. Once we get another round of lacquer on here, then the guy can start feeling better about sanding it right flat. Because it would really suck if you cut through somewhere. Especially after we got this beautiful finish on here now. I mean, this burst looks just incredible. I'm telling you. When you hang this up in the store, people will think it's a Gibson, I'll tell you that. Looks amazing, amazing, amazing. Generally, I don't really like burst finishes, but I figure I'd do this one. You guys, I put a picture up of the, I don't know if it showed up on my video. And actually, I actually don't even know if that came through, because I did a video of me doing the, when I was applying the wood filler on the neck, and for some reason it didn't record, so I'm missing some video. And I don't know if it was on that video or not, I can't remember. maybe I'll post another, maybe I'll just post a picture of it on my YouTube channel, and it like what I was trying to make the guitar look like, so you guys have an idea. It looks really close. The colors are definitely the same. I think my my cherry here is blended in a little farther than the one that they have on the picture, like maybe by, you know, this much, maybe an inch or 3/4 of an inch or something like that. And I can't remember what they called this burst. I'll have to look at it. I can't remember what they called it, what the name is. They did have a name on it. Maybe some of you guys know what it is, I don't know. And if it looks like I'm sanding with my fingers, I am, but I kind of know how to sand. I'm kind of pretty experienced with this. So if you guys go, oh, look at this guy, he's sanding with his fingers. Well, I am, but not really. Like I say, I know where to apply pressure on the sandpaper. I don't want to be leaving these finger marks, stuff like that. You know, you want to take your time. Like, see, once I'm done sanding this here, I can still see some tiny little, just really small, you know, areas here where I can just see where there's still some, like they look like the head of a needle, you know, the size wise, where it's, I don't want to sand it down to get all those out because I don't want to risk it. So the next round of lacquer will definitely take care of that, and then the next time we sand it, it'll be all filled in. The back I think might need 2 more times though, so I'm going to do it twice more, just to make sure. And then I'll have to let it sit for a bit and let it cure up. I probably should be letting it sit a couple days in between doing this, but because I'm doing a video here, it's kind of hard to do that. Otherwise it'd take me 6 months to get this done. And you don't want to be putting this under a heat lamp or anything like that. When you're dealing with wood here, it's just going to end up going wonky on you. You know. So don't be doing crazy things like that. Finally got a fairly nice day outside today. Man, was it windy yesterday. It's been windy for a couple weeks now. Really tired of this wind. And then when I'm spraying here, I got the binding fairly masked up here from the top, but it's not quite. So once I do my final round of lacquer, I'm going to take this fine line off of here, because of where I got it masked underneath here, it's slightly rolled over the binding here. So then the clear will just kind of roll over the edge, and it'll create a softened edge, and then it'll disappear once I start working on the fretboard and polishing. It'll actually all disappear. So, which is what we want. You don't want to leave a hard line there. That it'll look dumb, right? So this is about all there is to it. I mean, it might take you an hour or so to get this all done, an hour and a half. Like I say, it's not something you want to be in a rush for. What's the point of rushing something if you're trying to make something nice? Might as well not do it. Just go buy one. Yeah, see, and I can still see some of the grain in here yet. It is getting deeper though. I can see the grain in the maple going this way, where the flame is, you know, this way obviously. I don't see any grain like with the flame. You know, and I don't have a, I'm just out in my little shop or garage or whatever you want to call it here. I don't have a booth or anything like that. I used to when I had my shop, but I don't have one anymore. So I just hang it up, and I mean, I hang it up off the ceiling there, and I just spray it down. You know, as long as you don't, you know, if you get a couple dust nibs in it, it doesn't matter because you're going to be sanding it anyway. As long as you don't get no bugs and stuff in it, which so far I haven't had any of those things, so it's been pretty good. And not just that, this lacquer dries like, I mean, it flashes within a couple minutes, right? So nothing's going to stick to it anyway. Okay, the sandpaper looks pretty clean. And the other thing I see guys do when I'm looking at some of these videos, they're ready to paint these things or whatever. They don't blow them off. Like it doesn't make any sense to me, especially when you're on when you're doing your first layers when you're on the wood. I mean, how do you get all the dust out of the pores in the wood? It doesn't make any sense. Just make sure you don't want to blow it too hard because it will raise the grain a bit, and you're not going to be able to use a tack cloth until you kind of get to these levels. Okay, because all it does is it pulls the grain up, right? So you just want to blow it off, make sure it's clean, blow it off, and then like, you know, once you get the wood sealed up good, then you can start using, once you got it, you know, I still blow it off now, but now I can tack it, and I can actually wipe it with I got some wash and wipe. It's a real mild, it's a, you know, I just sprayed on my, where the hell did I put it? I got it in this bottle here, see? And this is not solvent, it's kind of, I don't know what, you know, it's like a thinner, but it's a really, really mild version of it. And it's in a pump here, you know. And then I'll either spray it on my rag or I'll spray it on the guitar. Like now I could spray it on here, I don't have to worry about anything. But I use that, and then I'll hang it up, and then I'll tack it. But that's after I've blown it all off and stuff first. And then it's ready to go. If you have little dust trapped in all these little pores and stuff, you could get these weird soft spots. I've seen it before, where you'd push down, you'd have a little bubble, and you push on it, and it's because there's dust underneath it, and your whatever material you're using isn't sticking right. So you don't want that. Preparation is probably the most important thing. Just get the edge of the binding a bit here. Like so. And I think the top is pretty good. Okay, I'll show you guys what it looks like up close. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, like the light should catch the tiny little pins, like needle pins of shiny. There'll be tiny little shiny spots there. I don't know if it shows up or not, but like it's pretty smooth now, but the next time I sand it, those will pretty much all disappear, so I'm not too worried about it. So that's it for the for the top. I guess now I can sand down the headstock. If you guys can see that or not. I should be able to. Sand this down a bit here. I'm not going to get too crazy with this because I only got the one round of lacquer on here, so the next time I go around it, it'll be good. And like so. And that's really all that needs. Okay. Right here. All right. Now I can do the back. Man, this wood is just amazing. I just love this. I love the color. I love everything about this thing. It's awesome. I guess I could have went over it with some 400 first, but I know I was watching that Gibson factory tour there. They cure these with ultraviolet. When they're spraying their stuff, they have an ultraviolet, like a little room there, and they got ultraviolet lights, and it cures the finish. Unfortunately, I don't have that. I gotta do it the old-fashioned way. Oh yeah. Man, it's too bad you guys couldn't see this up close. Yeah, this is going to need 2 more for sure. 2 more rounds. You could use a little sponge block on here. I mean, I'm going to use a block. Once I get down to my final where I got a wet sand, then I'm going to use a block on the back here. Okay, I think that's as far as I'm going to take it. It's pretty good now. It's getting pretty flat. Okay, so all I got now is just basically the sides and the neck, but you've kind of seen what I'm doing here. I'm not going to bore you with that. So I will shut this off, and until I'm ready to go again, or until I have cleared it again, we will be back. Later.